Some really wild video here. Chaos at the border of Spain's North African enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore another way, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know, Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had 1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like
the ministry's saying no, they will not deploy military to the border.
Apparently, they don't think this is an I mean, look at this. This is a total free-for-all.
It does feel like we are looking at a few years ago when you were reporting at the border here in the United States. This is happening right now. This story is breaking right now.
Y'all ever seen World War Z with Brad Pitt? This is it. So basically, what's going on here is they're saying that basically an amnesty program. I never heard of that, but it seems as if the people that were in the country at the time who applied for it can stay citizens now that they're illegal migrants. So the new migrants, they said, oh, damn, we should have been in the country when this happened. So what we're going to do is we're going to break in. We're going to put our stuff down. So when it happens again, we can get in. This looks like what happened in the Biden administration, just ever so slightly. This looks a little worse. I'm not going to lie, for the time being. You know, ours, we have borders and stuff, and then people were going around the borders. But this looks like what it was. And it's like, whoa, bro. Like, is this what happens when the government is left-leaning? Y'all just allow people to bum rush your country? And the thing is, it's not even about the people that needs to be over there. It's the point that the people that are in there that are either citizens or they've been there, what about them? I want y'all to think about those individuals. What about those individuals that live there but feel unsafe now because you've let all these people in and they're like bum rushing the border? That's what I want you guys to understand when it comes to a situation like this. I want you to look at yourself and be like, man, and this is how Americans felt too. This is how I felt in Illinois. We let people come in, right? Maybe they need to do it. Maybe they don't. You know, that's besides me. I'm not the dictator of why they came over and why not. I don't care why they had to come over. Let's just assume like the point, if they needed to or if they didn't need it to, right? But they came over. And then our government's like, okay, any illegal immigrant in the country right now is they're legal at this point as long as you apply for this program. And then the next basically route of them came in right after them and said, all right, man, what about us? Can we come in too? And then they just bum rush the gate. Look, this looks horrible, doesn't it? Look at that. Running. Where are the law enforcement? There is none at all. Like, y'all not even going to attempt to stop this? No, even local law enforcement? I bet everybody in Spain right there just looks. I bet they're terrified, man. It looks like a scary sight. A bunch of strangers. No, y'all got to understand. These are a bunch of no names, no trace, don't know who they are. So if they commit a crime, other than your surveillance, you still don't have a link to this individual, because this person doesn't exist in your country, which means you don't have a profile on them. So these are new people that commit new crime. There's a right way and a wrong way of going through certain things like this. Me, personally, I believe that they should do it the right way, but their country is obviously allowing this to happen, so why not do it? Now, you see these people that are trying to get over the board, that's their little, their protection right there, but then they just went around the water. You know, they just went around the opposite way and went in, and they're in. And pretty much are just full-fledged pushing their way into the country. Now, for those that don't understand the severity of the situation is very dire. And what I mean by that is that there's a possibility that this happens in a lot of more other countries where the migrants don't like their country, or say they committed crime in their country, so they leave and they push themselves into another country by force, and they use the laws against their own government. Kind of like our law. It's you're a citizen as long as you give birth on the property, like on the border. Like if you're on the property of the United States, you're considered a citizen, the baby. Which is crazy because that's what we were fighting for, because it was initially for the descendants of slaves, but now it's for everybody. So the government knows that, okay, well, we're going to keep this in order. I'm not saying they should take it away, but they should adjust it a little bit. So people are abusing it, they manipulate it, and then you have governors that are in the state, like the governor of Illinois. He'll just push them right in and let them stay. You get what I'm saying? So then next you know it, the governor of Illinois is just letting the immigrants come from the border straight to Illinois. And then recently they just determined that the second biggest city of Illinois, Aurora, Illinois, is basically they can't count their census because they were counting immigrants too, which is the reason why they get majority votes and they can gerrymander and get certain votes going towards basically the governor. So basically he lets people in, give them a limited amount of money, give them housing, and then they vote for him when they're not supposed to vote because they're immigrants. But of course they're going to vote for what he wants because that keeps them in the country. This is a sticky situation, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very sticky situation. I don't condone, let's just say that. I don't condone if you want to get into a country, you should do it the righteous way. But like I said, if the country allows you to do it, I guess why not, right? You know what I mean? If the country allows you to finesse them, come in the country, move how you want to move, I guess who are they to stop? You know what I mean? So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. This is literally what just happened in the United States like 2 years ago, for real. Like they bum rushed the United States border and they let them all in and they dispersed. And then they gave them free housing and free clothing. Like you got to think about it. These are immigrants. They ain't got no baggage. They ain't got no clothes. How they gonna get clothes? They ain't got no money. So they jump across the border. No money, no clothes, no food. How else do you think they're gonna get it? They have to commit crimes in order to live in this new country that they just snuck into. That's what y'all think about this in the comments section. Do you agree with the immigrants pushing the border, or do you think that they should take the righteous way out and just apply to get in? Y'all tell me about that in the comment section. Your boy Angelo Savage. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Savage Report. Peace.